A poll released by the Associated Press tells us about 6 out of 10 Americans doubt President Joe Biden and ex-President Donald Trump have the mental capacity to be the leader of the United States. 6 out of 10 potential voters is a significant amount. It should shake all of us into action before the November election. We, the people, need to demand now authoritative tests that answer clearly, definitively, and publicly whether Donald Trump and or President Joe Biden are becoming senile and unfit for the presidency. It's not hyperbole to say the future of our nation is at stake.
I'm cognitively there.
My memory is fine.
President Joe Biden and ex-President Donald Trump will face off again in the 2024 presidential election. Both claim their mental faculties are okay and up to the challenge of leading the Western world. But there's evidence from both candidates to make us question whether that's true. The media herd obsesses over Biden's gaffes, but they brush off Trump's signs of dementia as nothing more than Trump being Trump. They call it word salad. It's a biased media blunder of historic proportions. Trump has repeatedly tried to make the mental competence of President Biden a campaign issue, and he brags that he aced a dementia exam.
And I took it, and I aced it. I think it was 30 questions. And let me tell you, they always show you the first one, like a giraffe, a tiger, or this or that, a whale. Which one is the whale?
There's just one problem. There's no whale on the test.
Which one is the whale?
Canadian neurologist Dr. Ziad Nasruddin invented the Montreal Cognitive Assessment Dementia Test. He says there's never been a whale on the test that Trump keeps claiming he aced. Let's revisit a few of the many incidents which may be signs that Trump is sinking into dementia.
We have to win in November, or we're not going to have Pennsylvania. They'll change the name. They're going to change the name of Pennsylvania.
No one has suggested changing the name of Pennsylvania except Donald Trump. Consider the recent episode when Trump confused presidential campaign rival Nikki Haley with former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi during the Capitol insurrection.
Nikki Haley, did you know they destroyed all of the information, all of the evidence, everything? Deleted and destroyed all of it, because of lots of things. Like Nikki Haley is in charge of security. We offered her 10,000 people, soldiers, National Guard, whatever they want. They turned it down. They don't want to talk about that.
Then there was the recent rally where Trump claimed he ran for president against Barack Obama.
I'll tell you what, you take a look at Obama and take a look at some of the things that he's done. This is the same thing. The country was very divided. And we did with Obama. We won an election that everyone said couldn't be won.
Trump never ran against Obama. Never. Trump confused President Obama with President Biden in another speech 2 months later while telling a lie about Hungarian dictator Viktor Orban, who never said what Trump claimed he said.
The head of Hungary, a very tough, strong guy, Viktor Orban. They were interviewing him 2 weeks ago, and they said, what would you advise President Obama? The whole world seems to be exploding and imploding. And he said, it's very simple. He should immediately resign, and they should replace him with President Trump, who kept the world safe.
America's real president, Joe Biden, has called Orban a totalitarian thug. But Orban knows Barack Obama is not the president of the United States. On another occasion, Trump claimed Hungarian leader Orban is the leader of Turkey.
I was very honored as a man. Viktor Orban. Did anyone ever hear of him? He's probably like one of the strongest leaders anywhere in the world. And he's the leader of... Right? He's the leader of Turkey.
Hungary's Orban has never been the leader of Turkey. Turkey and Hungary aren't even near one another on a map. Another sign of Trump's advancing dementia is a condition called phonemic paraphasia, described as a fundamental breakdown in the ability to use language. Experts say it is not normally seen until a patient enters the moderate to advanced stages of Alzheimer's. Here are a few examples of Trump's phonemic paraphasia.
In Venezuela,
Did you just see Maduro? Venezuela, it's unbelievable. Even Argentina, they went MAGA. You know Argentina, great guy. He's a big Trump guy. He loves Trump. I love him because he loves Trump.
we are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will repeat your...
Then there are Trump's unhinged emotions, which are likely associated with dementia. On Christmas Day of 2023, Trump went into an online rage against the prosecutors of his pending criminal cases, writing, "May they rot in hell." It was Donald Trump's version of Merry Christmas. The Alzheimer's Association says anxiety, agitation, aggression, and anger are signs of dementia. Yet, Trump insists
I'm cognitively there.
Trump is practically begging that he be forced to take a truly independent, publicly disclosed dementia test because he keeps taunting Biden to take one.
Joe should take that test. I mean, he can't walk off a stage. He's looking for the stairs. Where am I? Where am I?
Trump's signs of dementia and mental illness are nothing new. His mental decline has been pointed out time and again during his presidency. Most of the media herd has gone out of its way to ignore the growing evidence Trump is becoming senile. In 2017, over 36 psychiatrists, psychologists, neurologists, and mental health experts formed an organization called Duty to Warn. They collaborated on a book entitled The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump. The following comments were made while Trump was still in office.
My name is Justin Frank, a psychoanalyst and a psychiatrist. I've been in practice in D.C. for about 40 years. Is Donald Trump fit to serve as the president and commander-in-chief? I can answer that with one word: no.
My name is John Gartner. I'm a psychologist. I taught in the Department of Psychiatry at Johns Hopkins University for 28 years. I've written some books, and I'm the founder of Duty to Warn, an organization of mental health professionals that believe that Donald Trump should be removed because he's psychologically unfit.
The Dangerous Case of Donald Trump should have been front page, top of the fold, edge-to-edge banner headlines when it was published. It wasn't. The media have mostly ignored it. Trump apologists like to hide behind the so-called Goldwater rule of the American Psychiatric Association, adopted and named after the late Senator Barry Goldwater, who was proclaimed crazy when he ran for president in 1964. The Goldwater rule says mental health experts shouldn't diagnose public figures they haven't examined in person. Gartner has an answer to that.
Because, first of all, I've observed more of Donald Trump's behavior than all of my psychotherapy patients put together. So when I meet them in my office for an hour a week, I know what they tell me about their life. In Donald Trump's case, I'm observing his behavior directly.
America's fearful press corps is scared witless to report and explore what mental health experts say about Trump. Like so many things, it's about money. Trump's dictator buffoonery generates revenue for the news business. Forget all the BS about hostility between Trump and the media. Trump craves media coverage. Reporters and editors love Trump, love him, because he makes great copy, as they say. The media know that Trump is good clickbait. And they are desperate for viewers and readers because the news business is in deep financial trouble. Trump is a financial lifeline. Yet the tabloid press has gone where the mainstream press doesn't have the guts to go. The Globe had a cover story with the headline, "Trump, 77, battling dementia." The National Enquirer, deeply in bed with Trump and his propaganda machine, has run multiple items claiming to expose President Biden's dementia. Trump grew up as an unloved child, desperate for the affection of a cruel, hateful father who told him if you don't win, you lose, and there's nothing worse than a loser. Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump, died from medical complications related to Alzheimer's dementia. If Donald Trump's mental illnesses, plural, are not exposed and dealt with, he may become President of the United States in name only. Think about it. We may have a shadow presidency, not elected by the people, but secretly manipulating a demented president for evil motives. In 1775, an American patriot got on his horse and made a midnight ride to warn other Americans that danger was on the way. All of us need to be Paul Revere's in 2024. If we, the people, don't demand full disclosure about Donald Trump's advancing dementia, our country is liable to be in deep covfefe.
God bless the United States.
Trump and Biden may be offended and humiliated by taking an independent dementia test and releasing it publicly. They've brought it on themselves, especially Trump. The American media needs to find a spine and cover one of the biggest stories in America's history. Whether our presidential candidates are senile qualifies as a big story. I'm Vince Wade.